Now, acquiring a new client, winning over a new partner, new creator, that is amazing, that is great and all. But the real work, the real results comes from retaining them, delivering amazing top-notch results for every single one of them. So in this video that you're about to watch, I've laid out the 8 step processes that I've learned not too long ago that I found it super valuable, that maybe you guys could copy my lesson, implement it, personalize it, implement it to your own way, and retain and deliver results for every single client of yours. All right, so hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the video.
Customer retention, right? If you guys don't know, my name is ShennJhay. I run scalinginfo.io, and recently I partnered up with a creator, right? And 1 week in, he dipped. And I kid you guys not gonna lie, I was depressed for a few days, all right? I was like, dude, so much work put into the outreach, the converting them, giving them free value. And 1 week in, we haven't even touched onto the launch yet. We doubted the offer, the lead flow we're currently dialing in, the deal flow we are also dialing in, and then the launch, right? But 1 week in, he dipped. And I was like, dude, if I can close him without him paying anything up front with just 30% profit share, and he can dip without paying anything, imagine what it would look like if I have creator paying. It would be the same. So I was like, something is broken. Something needs to be fixed. All right. I used to run a real estate marketing agency. Back then, how we do it is just we close them. We onboard them into a Slack community. We have our customer success managers set up an onboarding call, send off the assets, have them fill up some form beforehand. And then the onboarding call happens. And then we would just hop on a weekly one-on-one calls, right? That is just it. Of course, the placing talent, the vetting talent, the managing talent, training talent, all of that would take place beforehand, right? But with this one, since this is a new agency, info product agency, we partner up with trading creators in general, but primarily right now is trading creators. I was like, dude, something has to change. Okay, so after that, I was like, dude, I would never want to face this issue ever again. So I went to download this book and read this book, right? Never Lose a Customer Ever Again. It was by Joey Coleman, and the book is about how to never lose a customer creator ever again, right? So I want to share the 8 phases that I've learned throughout the book, right? This book, he shares a lot of tactic, right? Whether if you are a B2B business, B2C business, SaaS business, they share a lot. So I sort of stole their framework, the 8 framework as they call it. I stole it. I want to own it, right? So I want to share with you guys what are the 8 phases and how I would sort of apply this to my own situation, and see maybe if you guys can sort of gain value from my lesson, right? So let's start from the very beginning. Everything starts with your mindset, right? In every coaching program that I would invest in, I used to think that the mindset is the most bullshit stuff ever. Like, it doesn't matter. But throughout this experience, throughout all of those, I was like, okay, your mindset determines your outcome. It's like when you believe something to be true, it's only a matter of time before your actions acts on what you believe. And when you act on what you believe, the next thing goes to shows that, okay, the results of your action is what's going to appear in your life. Then it rewires the way you think. It's like a constant loop. The other day, I was listening to Taylor Welch podcast, right? He took this podcast down, which I was quite surprised, right? If you guys can search this up, it was episode 31 of The Deep End with Taylor Welch, and he took it down, right? And I just happened to listen to it when it first came out. And the gold mine that he talked about is that, I'm trying to remember how he says it, but it's sort of something like this, right? What you believe and the previous actions got you what you want. But then when you got what you want, it's like you overthink your abilities. Like, okay, I got this one now. Am I qualified to be the person that owns this thing? You overthink your ability. You doubt yourself. And then when you doubt yourself, it's like your frequency is different. Your energy is different. And then you lose what you work hard for. Once you lose what you work hard for, you're essentially like me. You learn some lessons, you recover from it. It's like, think about a homeless person winning the lottery ticket. $100,000 they won. what would they do the next month? It's like a homeless person, their expectations that they have sort of quote unquote zero money. And then once they got like $100,000, it's like they have to spend all of it because their expectations is at $0. And so once they spend all of it, they lose what they work hard for. They lose the money. And then once they lose the money, they learn that, oh shoot, the $100,000, I wasn't even spending it properly, right? So they have lessons, they learn the recovery, and then they get new actions, new output. It's like a constant loop. So the first phase of this customer retention cycle is what's called the assess phase, right? And in this assess phase, your prospect, your creator, is assessing whether if they want to work with you, if they want to do business with you, right? This is where they search up all of the reviews about your product. They're doing research. They are searching you up on every single platform, on YouTube, on Instagram, on X, on Twitter. They're listening to your podcast if you have some, right? Basically on every single platform. Okay, so in this phase, I think I did a pretty good job. I do have value, assets, value giving out on my YouTube channel. And aside from that, good Instagram profile, optimized, couple of reels giving away free value. So pretty optimized Instagram profile. X, a little Batman over there reading the book, giving out personal thoughts. So on X, I'm good as well. And also, this one is a super secret one. It's the Unfiltered Journey podcast, right? So if you guys want to hear it, go ahead. I basically give out the lessons I've learned throughout this journey, right? It's like the unfiltered lessons that I've never posted anywhere else aside from this podcast, right? So if you guys want it, you guys can go search it up or listen to it, right? So this phase, the assess phase, I would say that I'm doing a pretty good job of it, right? Maybe the value could be better. Maybe the production quality could be better, right? Maybe some stuff to be improved. But the next phase is the admit phase, right? So once your prospects search you up on every single platform, they watch your YouTube videos, they see your profile, they see what you're building, the value that you're giving out. They look at your X, look at your Twitter and say, okay, this guy is competent, this guy gives out free value. They admit that they have a problem, and they also admit that they believe you are going to help them with it. So this is the admit phase where the prospect admits you are the expert, okay? And it's through their own self-convincing, right? They search you up, they convince themselves that, okay, you are the expert. Then, so through different assets from me providing value, they realize that there is so much going on into building and scaling an education business, right? ScalingInfo.io, we partner with trading creators or creators in general who are in the sort of internet money space, and we scale their consultancies up. And it's like, when you scale these consultancies up, it's not about program, it's not about mentorships, none of that. It's about running and scaling and building up a real education business, right? It's like what Iman Gatti is doing, right? He has his main channel, he has his agency channel, and then that agency channel links to his digital courses, like $37 or something, I forgot, right? And so it's like he's building a real education business. And when people are top of their game, and when people on top of their game are playing it at that level, what does that mean to smaller creators, right? I feel like they should match the same level, if not better than Iman Gatti, especially if they are niche down, right? So they assess, they know that there is so much going on into building a real education business. Maybe they book a call or they reach out to me, okay? And so these two phases, a lot of agency owners, a lot of service providers, they nail it down, the assess and the admit phase. But real customer retention comes from the next 6 phases, okay? And the first phase of the next 6 phases is the affirm phase, okay? I'm assuming that from the assess phase, from the admit phase, they're gone through your sales process, they book a call, they're currently working with you. The real work, the real customer retention comes from this next 6 phase, the affirm phase. Customer, once they begin the purchase, they send you the money, they wire you the money, they begin to doubt the decision they have made, right? This is where what people call the buyer's remorse, right? And with this stage, we need to affirm them that they have made the right decision. How do I affirm those creators that they have made the right decision? and we are the best to solve and build and scale their education business, right? They most likely have those crippling negative thoughts comes in, right? We want to reinforce why they chose us, okay? So personal lesson, you do not want to treat the demo call as an onboarding, as a kickoff call, right? I treat it like an onboarding call instead of like a demo call, because on the DMs, he was like, all right, sweet, let's work together. So I assumed the close, and on the quote unquote sales call, I treated it as like an onboarding call. I presented to him the phases that we have to go through instead of asking what are the problems he solved. I did do a little bit, but not as in depth. So if I were to like go back in time, probably ask more questions about the business and make them realize that, oh shoot, there is so much going on that I haven't solved it yet, right? And me and scaling the info team would be there to sort of set all of those things up, okay? So do not treat the demo call as an onboarding call. Ask questions. Once you close them, within the next 24 hours, set up the onboarding call. That is where you can go in depth and present them what you are going to get them through, okay? Onboarding call has to happen within the 24-hour mark, okay? After the onboarding call, they get access to all of the course, all of the trainings, the content training, short form content, long form content as well, right? The offer plus USP. How do you come up with your own offer that you can charge 3K, 5K, 10K high ticket mentorship, different tiers of the offer, the high ticket, the mid ticket, the low ticket, where to host it, how to position your offer, all of that stuff, right? The system integration, the Zabs, all of those little stuff like the make little Zab automation, and then maybe the mindset a little bit, right? And then reoccurring calls every 3 days for different updates, changes, and plan to scale his education business up. Because scaling info, we are not like your typical agency, right? We work with creators that is sort of like one-on-one. It's like they are the CEO of the education business, and we are the fractional COO, where they get to access our whole infrastructure that we have built, and they get to access our whole talent, right? Our media buyer, me, the sales manager, the system integrator, the web designer, the content editor, the thumbnail designer, all of those, okay? So they get access to all of it, and reoccurring calls have to happen every 3 days where you check in with the creator. And then frequency, energy check-ins, right? I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the host was talking about something about energy frequency, right? The number one indicator of success. You can do nothing else, but if you have this one thing, the likelihood, the chance of you succeeding in the future would be much higher if you have this one thing, and that one thing is high energy. I found myself, once I closed that creator, I was like, oh shoot, now I have to deliver results. This guy has a big audience. What's going on? I was stressed, right? And if you are stressed, it's like your frequency level is down here. And then once the creator left you, I'm like, my energy level went way below. It's like I need to find days to sort of recover, right? So right now it's like, I believe it's this high, okay? So energy, frequency, check-ins. This is on you. You have to check in with yourself, okay? And then impatient for inputs, patient with outputs. Control the controllables, okay? Whatever you can control with the creator to scale up his education business up, control it. Other than that, when we're waiting for the outputs, be patient with it, right? So this is the first phase, the Affirm phase. Next phase is the Acclimate phase, right? And this is when customer first receive the product or service. This could be the first onboarding call where we energize the relationship, right? We reaffirm them that this is the best company to work with, okay? So on the Acclimate phase, we want to resell the promise on the onboarding call, okay? Present fulfillment phases plus expectations. I feel like I've touched a little bit on this already earlier, but it's good for a reminder, all right? Next thing is that, we are on a mission to make every single info product. And next thing is to let them know that we are on a mission to make every single info product life-changing, right? My mission with scaling info is to crush all of the scammy gurus all at once, okay? And I have to know them. I have to let them know the mission, right? Because this creator that I work with said, I settle on 0 setup fee, but 30% profit share. And for me, if you watch my previous videos, you know that I like high ticket, right? Because with high ticket, you can have enough margin to hire people to do better work on your behalf. And when you have better talent to do better work on your behalf, it's like you get better student results, you get better results faster. And when you get better results faster, it's like the branding improve and you can charge higher. It's like a constant loop. And so since we settled on high ticket and we settled on 30% profit share, the creator thinks that I want to settle on high ticket just because I can get a higher cut, which is not the case at all, right? With high ticket, it's like you get results way faster, and it's like the prospect respects you way more, okay? So you have to let them know that, okay? So, and it's through every partner, every creator that we can work with, that we can make that vision a reality, okay? So the next phase, again, is the Acclimate Phase. This is the third phase of the 6 customer retention phases. Okay, this is where the second day where they receive the products. Okay, the second day of them having the products, or what happens after the first initial onboarding call. Now, this phase can run for weeks, even for months, right? And this is where they currently using the product. Okay, so on every reoccurring call, every 3 days, maybe every 4 days or 5 days, make sure to get yourself in check. Again, your vibration, your frequency, and your mindset, okay? Right here. You want to let every partner, every creator know what is currently going on, the behind the scenes for everything that is going on to scale their education business up, right? You are the CEO of their education business. You have to treat it like he is your business partner. You have to let them know that everything that has been going on, okay? So why should we let them know everything that is going on? Because they might think that they can do it themselves rather than working with you when you have the access to different infrastructures in place to scale their education business up. Meaning, for us, we have the offer, USP, ICP build out infrastructure. We have the community plus staff, talent management infrastructure, the sales assets infrastructure, the onboarding sales assets, the fulfillment infrastructures, and building enterprise value for an education business, where we have all of those in place. And it's like, if you don't let them know that everything has been going on behind the scenes, their ego would consume them. They were like, why am I partnering up with this company when I can do everything myself, right? And I have to give them a check as well. What? Doesn't make sense, right? So you have to let them know. And I do also want to touch a little bit about this building enterprise value, because let's say if you are a trading creator, aside from a trading education business, open up like sort of a prop firm challenge where you can send your trading mentees into the prop firm. Let's say if you have a YouTube automation mentorship program, your education business about YouTube automation, you can send your mentees into maybe an AI tool that you've built, right? So think about Iman Gatti, right? He has his agency, Accelerator or whatever it's called. He has his agency, and he also has a software app, Flowzy, where he would send all of his mentees into his software app. Okay, so you could sort of copy the flywheel of what Iman Gatti is doing. Okay, I feel like that's pretty genius. Okay, and the 5th phase, the adopt phase, the 6th phase, the advocate phase. So the adopt phase, right? The customer becomes loyal to you. They become true fans, and the competition doesn't matter at this point. It's like they've seen your work ethic. They've seen the results you've given. They've seen how dialed in you are in scaling up their business. It's like they become a fan of yours. Okay, so proof over promise for this one. Okay, proof over promise. And then the advocate phase. This is the racing phase, right? We all love this phase because your customer, they tell everyone about your business. And this is the phase where every single info product agency is striving for, with every trading creator, every creator that they partner up with. Because think about it, you partner with one creator, and it's like, it's the whole group. They're probably in the group of different creators, different trading creators as well. So when you deliver results, the word will spread out to the whole group, and all of a sudden you became a micro celebrity, right? So what you want to aim for is this advocate phase. And it is through all of different phases, the Acclimate phase, the Activate phase, Accomplished phase, where you can get to this phase, right? You deliver amazing results. You develop a great product, right? Control the controllables, everything that you can. Impatient with the inputs, patient with the outputs, right? So amazing results, great product, proof over promise is what sort of the mindset that I have currently going on to scale every single creator that we are going to partner up with. So this would be the 8 phases that I've learned from this book that will be essentially applied to not only my businesses, to also to every single creator that we work with, right? So if you guys find this valuable, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And as always, if you guys are still watching to this point, I'm grateful. I hope you guys have a beautiful day ahead of you. And bye-bye, guys.